Good evening. I'm quite sorry I'm late with this chapter or chapters because I'm not going to take one. I will make two and maybe one more as a compensation for being late. Yeah. So, we have Monster by Blackwing, Chased by the Moon. Okay. Damn it. I knew something was bad going to happen. Didn't really have a choice though. If I hadn't come, Scoots would have been either in a hospital or even dead. All because of that stupid griffin, Nightshade mumbled to himself. Now, I got the Moon Princess and that farmer and two I don't recognize to deal with. I can handle the farmer. I think I can outrun the princess, but the other two, they are the problem. I have no idea what can do. He was right that they were the issue, because no sooner than he said that, the rainbow maned Pegasus slammed into his back, tackling him to the ground. Who the heck does this think he is running away? No bunny's faster than Rainbow Dash, said the rainbow mane. This is Scootaloo's old role model. Jeez, she sure liked tooting her own horn. Rolling over, throwing Rainbow Dash off his back, he found himself face to face with the orange farm pony. She didn't look as mad as last time, but she was definitely serious. She turned to buck him, but he jumped, landing on both feet and on her back. Her hooves connected with nothing, causing her fall flat on her stomach. Nice try, but I won't fall for the same trick twice, he teased as he jumped off and make a break for the forest. The Moon Princess and the Lavender Unicorn not far behind. Upon reaching the edge of the wood, Nightshade found the other three ponies. The first he recognized as Pinkie Pie, the one who had gotten the whole time riled up. There was also a bright white unicorn and a yellow Pegasus with a white mane. At seeing him, the Pegasus immediately began cowering behind her friends. Apparently, Pinkie Pie had gotten her other friends together to try to stop him, but the yellow one looked like she wanted to go hide somewhere. Running straight at the yellow one, she ducked even further and put her hoofs over her head. Nightshade jumped over all three and headed into the woods. Blast! He escaped into the woods, Luna said. We have to follow him. He don't know what he's capable of. So we must prepare for everything. Rarity and Applejack were busy concealing the nervous wreck of a Fluttershy. It's all right, Shoecube. He didn't hurt you, none, did he? Said the orange farm pony. No, he didn't, she stuttered. But he's dangerous. Have you seen this creature before? Twilight asked. Once, she responded. Right before you came to get to me, so we could stop Discord. I saw him stumbling through the woods. It looked sick, and all the plants were dying where he came near them. He looked like walking death itself. Why didn't you say something before, darling? Rarity was next to speak. Well, I was going to talk about it, then we have to stop Discord. And I thought it maybe was some poor animal that had been changed, so I guess it kind of slipped off my mind. Fluttershy became very quiet at the end. Don't worry about it, I can handle him, bragged Rainbow. And he can't be walking death because me, AJ, and Gilda have touched him, and we're fine. He seemed pretty weak to run away when he saw me, so he's probably just a big wuss. Fluttershy was visibly shaken at the thought of Gilda being in town, but then given the explanation that she was currently unconscious and being taken to Canterlot prison, she relaxed a bit. Maybe this thing wasn't as dangerous after all. Maybe it could be helpful. Oh, well, if he's not dangerous, then everything should be fine, said Fluttershy, a bit calmer now that you know that this creature wasn't some unholy force of death and decay. We can just leave it be then? I'm afraid not, dear Fluttershy. While Gilda is criminal, and because of his action she is not being detained. We must know that this creature is capable of. As well it in, in sorry. And its intentions for Ponyville and the rest of the Equestria, said Luna in a regal tone. We must not stop till we have captured it. Though since he's clearly afraid of us, it will not be an easy task. I will try to escape. It will try to escape and may become violent. After they had gotten themselves mentally prepared, they set off into the woods. All but one, that is. Fluttershy has hesitated to head into the forest at night. Come on, Fluttershy, we need you for this. You might be able to calm the creature down, and you can also talk down any animals that we came across. Twilight assured her friends. Besides, there are all six of us, and we have Princess Luna. We'll be fine. Well, if you say so, the timid Pegasus. With that, she rejoined the group, clearly still afraid, but her friends needed her. I think I think I lost them, Nightshade thought to himself. That was close too. I can't head home yet. Not till dawn. I don't want them to lead to the cabin. Better just cycle around and see if they're still following me. He doubled back, saying in the treetops. Soon enough he found the group of 7 ponies slowly walking along the forest path. They weren't going to give up that easily. Making sure not to be seen, he had got within range to use his power. Rarity! Twilight cried out as the unicorn passed out. On further inspection, she wasn't injured, just sleeping. That was not a good thing, however. As they were in the forest that night, they were trying to catch up an unknown creature. Applejack was next, not waiting to get bucked in the nuts again. She was the priority for him. While she didn't have a very While she did have a very large reserve of energy, she had been up all day since 6 in the morning and now was past midnight. Even if she was tired, making it easier for her to fall asleep. Applejack, Rainbow yelled. What the heck got in going on here? Why is every pony falling asleep? Things were going well for Nightshade. He had incapacitated 2 of the group, meaning that the other would have to take care of the fallen comrades instead of chasing him. While it was dangerous to be in the forest at night, they had the moon goddess with them, as well as the very fast Rainbow Dash. The unicorn unknown abilities, the frightening Pegasus and Pinkie Pie, not seeing how the last two could be at any threat. He figured that the princess, the Siam Pegasus, and possibly the unicorn could have to protect the others. They had lost half of their fighting force, and the rest had to protect the sleeping friends. Guerrilla Tactics 101 success. Or so he thought when he Wait, where was the pink one? Hi, Pinkie Pie, who was known for unexpectedly right behind him, yelled, startling him, causing him to fall right out of the tree. He landed painfully on his face. "What you doing up here, Mr. Tree Monster?" said the bouncing pink pony. Didn't make any sense, as she ran away screaming when she first saw him, and now she has no fear at all. Then again, he had been told by the Crusader that that was just Pinky being Pinky. Oh. Nightshade moaned and looked up to see an angry Rainbow Dash right in his face. "What did you do to Rarity and Applejack?" she screamed, clocking him on the side of the head with a hoof. She had cut him, and now blood was pouring out of the wound. It hurt a lot. That, Nightshade paused, was uncalled for. He said by the surprised Pegasus around the neck and throwing her at Luna. Luna grabbed her with her magic before she landed and noticed that she was bleeding from the right side of her head. Looking at the creature that had thrown her, he was no longer wounded. Rainbow Dash had passed out from the injury, but would be fine given a day's rest. Using her own magic, Twilight Sparkle restrained the no longer afraid but angry monster, pinned it to a tree it was standing next to. She felt strained. This was just basic magic. Why did she feel so tight? The strings weakened, and the unicorn put forth more effort into maintaining them. "Why am I so tired?" she said between deep breaths, before collapsing like her friends. Now, all that remained was Pinkie Pie, Lula, and the nervous wreck of a Pegasus. Pinkie Pie wasn't much of a fighter, and was more useful for her randomness than her combat abilities. The Pegasus was too scared to do anything. Turning his attention to Luna, the Moon Princess, ready herself for battle, was interrupted by a yellow and pink ball of rage. "How dare you!" Fluttershy screamed, deadlocked onto the monster before her. "I don't care who or what you are, but you do not hurt my friends." Nightshade was stunned. Was this the same Pegasus as before? The one that wouldn't even look at him because of her fear? Trying to look away, he found that it couldn't turn his head or eyes. He was caught in her piercing glare, trying to use his power to put the pink maned Pegasus to sleep. Since she was clearly the most dangerous of all of them, he found that he couldn't. He couldn't focus. He couldn't even think. Nature had been stabbed, slashed, clawed, stunned, and poisoned, and hit in the crotch with a force of it equal to similar to a cannon, but nothing compared to the fear and mental anguish he felt from this Pegasus when she stared at him. What was she? Some kind of a demon? To being able to house so much fury that she could paralyze someone who been thought through hell and back, she was truly a force to be reckoned with. She was saying something, but he couldn't hear what that was. He just couldn't pass those eyes. Luna watched in amazement, as the creature that had been so quickly incapacitated nearly the entire group was reduced to a crying wreck by the normality Timothy Fluttershy. It stumbled backward, as to trying to escape from her gaze, and tripped, landing on its flank. It still stared at. He curled up in a fetal position, put his hands on his head, and tears began to flow down his eyes. Seeing that the creature became completely unresponsive, Fluttershy let up on her stare. and turned to her friends. She was relieved to see them slowly getting up. There was no injury any at all, except for a slight bruise on Rainbow Dash. "Ow, my head," complained Rainbow. "Ugh, I feel worse time than Appleback season all by myself," added Applejack. "I slept in dirt," screamed Rarity. Once the whole group had recovered, including Luna from her shock what Fluttershy was capable of, they looked over the now shivering pile of tattered dark crimson robe, who even thought Fluttershy was no longer staring at him, was acting as she still was. He utterly muttered something incoherently. The only part they were make out were those eyes. "Very well done, Fluttershy. I'm impressed with your ability to handle the situation," Luna said. "Yeah, way to go, Fluttershy. Woohoo!" Pinkie Pie screamed. "When we get back to Ponyfield, I have to throw you a good job dealing with the scary monster party." "I'm afraid that will have to wait, Pinkie," Twilight said, finally have woken up. "We have no idea what this thing is. We bring it to Canterlot so we can figure out what it is and where it came from." I agree with Twilight sparkled. "In my many ages, I have not seen anything like this. Although it appears it's disturbingly similar to old rumor," Luna said while conjuring a cage around it, levitating the shaking monster. "We should have taken it to examine. As for its powers, given that I have seen, as well as from what you have said your own encounters, I have no idea what that might be, and it is the most important that we confirm the nature of it. If I'm right, it could be a danger to all of Equestria." She was met with worried looks from the rest of the group. "Nothing is for sure, though." She smiled weakly, obviously trying to ease their minds. "It might not be dangerous at all. We just have to make sure." Glancing back at the creature in the hovering cage, there was a slight look of pity on her face. If it was that she thought it was, then this is no telling what her sister might do, especially since it has proven to be somewhat violent. She just hoped her sister would be merciful, considering that he hadn't done anything wrong. He just scared, trying to protect itself. "Come on, let's head back. Even though I lived here as a child, this place has changed and it gives me the creeps." Okay, that was interesting. So, yeah, I'll continue this. See you in the next chapter. Zool out.